Hello, in this video we are going to take a little break about coding and look at HTML attributes. Well, before we do that, we are going to look at tags and elements. Well, an element is made up of two tags, okay? That's now here. If there's a paragraph, then what goes here would be an element. So if we have the paragraph and the closing, opening and the closing paragraph tags, then those tags are going to give us what you call an element. Now, tags do a lot. Elements do a lot of things, and they tell us, they tell the browser what the implementation part of it, what should be implemented. For instance, when a browser lands on something like this, it will implement it as a paragraph, okay? And if it gets something like this, it will implement it as the heading one, actually the biggest heading in HTML. Okay, so actually tags, people try to, sometimes people don't differentiate between tags and elements, and someone would ask, what's the difference? It's nothing really much between that, because some people call it, you find some people call them the tag elements, some call them elements, some call them tags. They cannot differentiate because they actually do the same things almost. But now a clear definition could be that I made earlier, that an element is made up of two tags. Although some people call them tag elements, sometimes call them elements, some people call them tags, and that could be a clear definition that an element is made up of two tags, i.e. the opening tag and the closing tag, just as we've seen in the examples of the paragraph element and the heading element. Okay, let's get on to attributes. Attributes, they give you more information about that element. Okay, we see that we can see in an example of a paragraph tag whereby we introduced an attribute class. This is a CSS attribute. So we are talking about paragraphs. Now in this paragraph we see that we have more information. And this does not give us more information about how the paragraph or how a tag should behave, because you see that if you look at the upper one, for instance paragraph, this one's gonna tell the browser that this is how the text which is here should behave as a paragraph, and the text which is here should behave as a heading. Okay, now that alone the browser will just do by default, but attributes go and give more information. Okay, that this is a paragraph but it's of a class CSS, and they should not only actually be that, they should not, the tags, attributes do not only give more information but also give the behavior. Okay, more, how should they actually behave. Okay, it's a paragraph, where we know that, but how should this paragraph be? Should it be appear in text green? Should it be of a particular text or style? So all this is seen in a number of things. Okay, and something also we need to know about attributes is attributes should always be in the opening tag. Okay, now this is paragraph, we are opening paragraph tag, and this is where our attribute goes, and it should not be in the closing tag. Okay, yeah, if you look at that keenly, you realize that attributes always come in a closing tag, in an opening tag, and they should never always be in the closing tag. All right, so that's how attributes work. I can also introduce another attribute here called label. Now here label tag has another attribute called for. Well, I purposely introduced that because I didn't want to get mixed up. Okay, I didn't want to get that mixed up. But when we look at for is normally used for only label. Yeah, only label. So you realize that some of the attributes are used almost everywhere. Okay, like class is almost used everywhere, but for is particularly used for label. That's why I used it in this video, because it may not be applicable in other fields or other tags. Now, as before I close up this video, let me show you something about attributes. Attributes always have actually three items or items, okay? We have what we call the class, which you can see here. We have what we call, actually the class, it's a name. It's a class, okay? What is the class, the name of that attribute? The name of the attribute particularly here is class, okay? So it has one item called class, and it has another item called equal signs, and also another item called value. So it has three items, that is name, equal sign, and value. Name, equal sign, and value. So all attributes actually have those three items, okay? So we are going to interact with a number of attributes, and actually these attributes play a lot when we shall look at them when we are doing CSS tutorials and JavaScript. But basically, I wanted to introduce them to you in HTML so that when you reach there, you actually remember and know what is the purpose or what the purpose is. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. Let's catch up in the next video. Bye bye.